Hi, Stephen here from Core Electronics. Welcome back to our natural disaster sensor project using the microbit. In this section, we're going to learn how to make a seismic sensor using a microbit with the onboard accelerometers. So what we're simulating here is a seismic sensor, something that would measure the shake of the earth and save and transmit that data back to our base station. So using the onboard accelerometer, which is surprisingly sensitive on the microbit, we want to measure any movement in the X and Y direction of the board. So as we're measuring the motion, we will plot it onto the board and we'll transmit that same data over to our receiving microbit where we can plot it on the computer and log our data. So one of the things that we need to keep in mind when making a seismic sensor is that typically when we tilt the board in one direction, say the x-axis, then that would be the negative direction, and then the other direction would be the positive direction, and the same for the y-axis. But we want an absolute value of motion, so we need to measure the absolute value of each. So we'd return always a positive number. So any combined motion, so we'll add our x and y axes together. All the combined motion will be sent as a single number. Now, if you wanted to go further with this project, you could also consider the z-axis, so up and down. Say if it was in an actual earthquake, the ground moves in waves, so the sensor would potentially move up and down as well. There's quite a bit you could do with this. If you wanted to use timestamps that were effective, you could put microbits in different places far apart, and if there was an actual earthquake, calculate the epicenter to each one based on the different times. But admittedly, the likelihood of sensing an actual earthquake with a microbit is a little bit low, so we may have to, unless you're in an area where there's lots of earthquakes, so we may have to stick with just simulating an earthquake for now. Let's look at our code. So when we start up the microbit, we're going to set our radio group to 1, so it's on the same channel as all our other microbits. We're setting our power to maximum, and when the board is powered up, the text seismic will scroll across the LEDs, so we'll be able to know what the device is. I've also put labels on the board so I can tell, but it's always good in case your sticker falls off. So we will constantly take readings from our accelerometers on the X and Y axis and add them together. And as we can see, we're using the math block absolute. So we're going to always have a positive number. Absolute value of a number is the number's distance from 0. So basically, it just always returns a positive. Even if the number is negative 100, the absolute value would be 100. And we plot that value onto our graph on top of the board of a value up to 1,000, which is 1 gravity. It's worth noting that there's a little bit of noticeable delay in the board on the plot when you move the board. The value that it's recording and sending over serial doesn't have the same delay as what's being plotted on the board. There's just a little bit of delay for the LEDs to react. And you can notice even more of a slight delay when the value is transmitted to our receiver. But this isn't anything really to be too concerned about. The value is still coming across, and you can use timestamps to accurately determine when those measurements were taken. So even if it takes a fraction of a second to be received on the other board, the timestamp goes with it. So the time that it was measured is going to be correct. So that wraps up this section on making a earthquake sensor using a microbit. Stick around. In the next section, we'll talk about a receiver where we'll monitor and document all our data that we received. See you there.